I'm so confused. I know I heard you loud and clear, so I followed through. But somehow I ended up here. I don't wanna think, I may never understand how my broken heart was a part of your plan. And when I try to pray, all I got is hurt and these 4 words. Thy will be done. Thy will be done. Thy will be done. I know you're good, but this don't feel good right now. And I know you think things I could never think about. It's hard to count it all joy, distracted by the noise, just trying to make sense of all your promises. Sometimes I gotta stop, remember that you're God and I am not. So thy will be done. Thy will be done. Thy will be done. Like a child on my knees, all that comes to me is thy will be done. Thy will be done. Thy will. I know you see me. I know you hear me, Lord. Your plans are for me. Goodness you have in store. I know you see me. I know you hear me, Lord. Your plans are for me. Goodness you have in store. So thy will be done. Thy will be done. Thy will be done. Like a child on my knees, all that comes to me is thy will be done. Thy will be done. Thy will be done. His will be done. Yesterday at church, this was the message. And when the message was going forth, this song came to my spirit. The Lord brought the song to my spirit. And this is the message. I came on to sing this song, but Father wanted me to bring up the fact that this was the topic yesterday in the service that I was in yesterday. And it's applicable right now because sometimes God's will is already being done and we don't like that process. We do not understand his ways. There is no searching of his understanding. And just like the song says, you think things I can never think about. We cannot fathom why God is doing things the way he's doing them just to get us to a certain point, just to bring us the victory that he's already promised us, just to bring into manifestation what he has already written in our book. And what he brought to me this morning while I was laying in the bed, thinking about this song and thinking about what was spoken yesterday, Father said, He is the potter and we are the clay. And the way He has to mold things just to put them back in right alignment, it does not always feel good. When God, this is what He's trying to get me to emphasize, because I want to get to the point. Father has made many of us promises. He's shown us the end result of a thing, but He did not show us how this thing would come together. And we need to be still. I'm speaking to myself more than I'm speaking to anybody, because we need to be still and look at what God is doing. Because in the brokenness, God can carve out something so beautiful. Perfect example. He started ministering to me about this even before Sunday, when I was working on my baby's cakes earlier last week. And one of the cakes, a picture I put up of it, the inside looks like it was just all falling in, right? You know why? Because the cake was so moist and it was so good, but the support that it needed to hold together was not there. Please hear what I'm saying in the spirit. I didn't put the support there first, right? So the inside started to kind of cave in. So by the time I started icing the outside, it looked like it went from being 4 levels to 2 levels with a bunch of whatever just sitting around at the bottom. And I'm looking at this cake like, what happened here? Because when I started icing this, it did not look like that. Okay. When God showed you that thing, or He showed me that thing, whoever, you saw how beautiful it was. You saw how perfect it looked, right? Because that was the result of what it was going to be. But the process to get to that perfection, it took some carving and some sculpting out, because by the time I started putting the crumb coat on this cake, it had fell down 2 levels and it just looked like something big and fat sitting there. So I had an extra piece of cake sitting on the side that I had to add on top and then sculpt out that sphere shape. So I had a lot of cake left over to the sides to make this pretty round shape, this cylindrical shape that was almost perfect. And I'm saying almost perfect because we're not perfect, but from what it went to, what it was to what it went to, it was perfect. And God was ministering to me while I was doing that, and He was letting me know this is how our processes are. Sometimes there has to be some carving out and moving out of that old baggage, like really moving the excess so He can add on that layer, that level, to make everything fall in alignment and be His perfect will, His perfect outcome. I can't imagine. I know cake don't have feeling, but when things are being cut on, it hurts. When things are being carved out, I'm sure it hurts. I used to work in surgery. These people are under sedation, but your nerves and everything are still very alive and well and active. They just can't feel it because they're under sedation. A lot of times when God is doing that work, especially in a surgery case, you have to break things first in order to really put them back together. You have to disconnect some things in order for them to come back into alignment. Do y'all hear what I'm saying by the Spirit? His will is being done in the brokenness, in the ugliness, in the storm, in the painful thing, in the hurtful thing, in the midst of the torment, the agony, the uncertainty, in the fearful moments when you don't even know how this thing is going to work out. Okay? So what I'm trying to tell y'all is this. His will is being done. Fathers want us to rest in the process. And if He's already shown you what His will is, and He's already let you know that, hey, it's going to be like this right here, but I need you to look at what I'm doing in that. I'm encouraging somebody along with myself to take a step back and look at it. Take a step back and see what good fruit is being produced out of that thing. Because even what is not logical to man, it makes perfect sense to God. He says that he takes the foolish things of this world to confound the wise. Sometimes uh, our wisdom will never own up to God's. So even when you or others are thinking that something that's being done is out of order, it's not right, it's not looking good, this is not the way it's supposed to be done, because this is what we've seen done, this is what we've heard done, this is what we've been taught the way it's supposed to be done, God is saying it's just the way it needs to be. Keep walking and trusting in him. Allow him to do that perfect work, because he is faithful to finish the work that he began. He just gave me that. He is faithful to finish the work that he began if we let him do it. Sometimes that means doing it while you're scared. That means letting go when you're afraid, because it's not man that we trust, it's God that we trust. So we have to put our trust, the support is in God first. Then we allow God to do what only he could do. So I pray that this blesses you today. I really pray that this blesses you today. Sometimes our prayers are, God, I know you see me and I know you hear me. I know your plans for me are good. This is not what you told me. Why is this happening? And he's saying, my will is being done. I pray it blesses y'all. Shalom.